What's up, Aries? And thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right, guys. So last but not least, okay, I'm sorry I left you guys for last, but just know that I'm always switching up the order of all the readings, so it's not always going to be the same sign that's always last, okay? So I just try to be fair to everybody. But let's see what's going on with you guys. Now, I did your love reading last. I wanted to start with love this month only because I hadn't done it for the last 2 months or so. So I really just wanted to get you guys caught up there just to see what was going on with you there. So let's look at your general reading. Now you guys will get your mid-month reading in the next few days, and then I'll finally be caught up and in the regular flow that I was in, you know, before taking time off this summer. So thank you guys for being so patient and for just being here with me and allowing me to do what I needed to do, okay? So Aries, let's see what's going on for you. Now this is going to be for Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, okay? And it will be a general reading, guys. Whatever comes out, comes out. And of course, you know, since this is a general reading, it will not resonate with everyone, okay, guys? But I always intend for the message to reach those that really need to hear it. Now, if you guys do want a personal reading or something that is, you know, made just for you, customized for you, then you could always do that. And at the end, I will talk about how to get a personal reading with me, okay? All right, so Aries, what is going on with you guys? Are we still on the path to releasing old burdens and taking in these new blessings that are trying to come into our lives? What's going on with the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for September 2018? All right, guys, so we have your past, okay, present, and now we have your future coming in. Okay. All right, guys, so beautiful energy here. So the energy you guys have is the Nine of Cups. This is going to be a card of happiness, you know, emotional fulfillment, just feeling really good in the situation. And there's something here that you guys have turned your back on in order to expand. And it was something where, whether it was you or maybe a person that you were dealing with, it was something that had caused concern. It was something where somebody just got very fed up and said, you know, I can't do this anymore. And by turning your back on that, you become very happy. So let's see what's going on. Going into the past, the first card that we have for you guys is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So this is going to be letting something go that you were once very passionate about, or an idea that you were passionate about that, you know, you don't go through with. Now let's see what was ending here, what didn't move forward, and why this Ace of Wands is here. All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. So guys, there's something here that ended, something that either you chose not to go through with, or you just, you know, chose not to continue with it. And it's like you won the lottery by ending that. So I see it as a good thing that you ended it, whatever that was. With the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, it's something that maybe could have caused a lot of financial loss, or maybe there was just, you know, a huge loss, whether it was monetary or just emotional, or, you know, just the way we view abundance. Maybe you just lost something here, okay, with going into this new start. But even if you had to lose something by letting someone go, whether it was just, you know, feeling bad about it, or maybe being in a tough financial spot, it was a good thing. Okay, for some of you it could have been literally work, but there's something that you guys move away from because you know you don't want to go towards it. You know it's not a feasible path or option for you. For some of you, maybe it was a third-party situation, possibly with a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, or just something that you had to take on the energy of the King of Swords and really make sure that you were cutting this out. Okay, and the next card that you guys have for the past is the Hanged Man. So I love this because the last few readings I've been doing for you guys for the last few months, there's been this sense of really, really wanting something or wanting to get to the next level in your life, but there was things that made you feel forced or distracted, that were just kind of in the way. And now with having this, you know, Hanged Man mentality, you guys are more comfortable in your skin in a sense. This is saying, look, I know what I want. I'm going to take my own path there, what feels right for me, what my soul feels comfortable with. And anything in my life that makes me feel like I'm overexerting myself or just doing the most, okay, I'm not just, you know, I'm not going to go that route. So that's a really good thing, guys. You kind of have this Zen attitude about the direction that you're going in. And we have the Six of Swords. So with that attitude comes you guys having to move away from something, and it could be very painful for you to move away from it, but your soul is at peace that you moved away from whatever this was. With the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, it was something that was a waste of time and effort. But hey, we live and we learn and we continue moving on. Now we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So for some of you guys, if this was within love, maybe there was other people that you were interested in, or maybe you're just moving away from a situation that made you unstable within yourself. This card doesn't always have to be a player, although it could be you know, having cheated or being promiscuous or someone else in your life. But, excuse me, with this Knight of Wands in the reverse, this is just you not being at your best. This is you, you know, maybe being a good talker, but not being a reliable communicator, okay? Maybe not being in a place where people can truly rely on you, and you had to move away from whatever was getting you there because you guys are still very, very powerful, and there's a sense of having to remind yourself that just because this conflict happened doesn't mean that I give up. I stand my ground, I get through it, and I get my shit together, okay? Now, the last card that we have for your past is the King of Cups. So some of you straight up could have been dealing with the Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Okay, whether it was romantically, friend-wise, a boss, whatever this is. Now, this is going to be someone, you know, you guys could take on this energy as well. We can always take on any energy here. But with the King of Cups, this is someone who's seen as very powerful by, you know, his or her community, the people around them. With the things that they do, they're very charismatic. It's very easy for them to kind of win over the hearts of people. So let's see why this card is here. And anything I say here, guys, it could all be vice versa. So it could be something that you guys are doing or something that's happening to you. But you have a new start here. And this is something that looks very good for a lot of you. For some of you, specifically females, this could be maybe a pregnancy that you had by a water sign, but you know, just have to throw it out there because that could be the literal meaning of the Empress. But a new start that's happening here for some of you, maybe something that you're very emotionally invested in and feel very strong about, or again, just with that Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Now with the Three of Swords, I feel like there's a sense of heartbreak that you feel, or that you may have put on somebody else, and maybe that's what you're having a hard time moving away from. Okay, but you guys are standing your ground through the adversity. And although there were secrets here, again, if there's any sense of loss, any sense of feeling left out in the cold, feeling any sort of rejection, whether you did it to someone or they did it to you, you do move away from that energy. So a new start that's going to be very good for you. You just have to get past matters of the heart, whether it's, you know, blood on your hands or someone that, you know, made you feel this way. Now, going into your present moment, guys, the first card that we have here is a Seven of Cups. So this is a card about illusions. This is a card about having a lot of choices that we can make, not knowing which one is going to be the best just yet, where somebody can put kind of like a smoke screen in front of us and make the path in front of us look a bit unclear. So the main thing with this card is having to find clarity through a fog that you may be going through, or that maybe you're imposing upon somebody else. Maybe you're selling a dream that doesn't exist to another person. All right, now we have the King of Swords, so it could be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, or somebody that's just acting in this way. And with the King of Swords, you know, whether you're male or female, this is you thinking empirically. This is you making some critically intellectual choices where you're going to make sure you're avoiding anything that's not going to work for you in life, and you had that tunnel vision being focused on whatever it is you're trying to build next. Why is the Seven of Cups here? And we have the Nine of Swords. So guys, at this point, your biggest enemy is your mind. And this card did fly out before, I believe. So this is when we get to a point where we're just thinking so much about a situation where we start to create scenarios in our head that may not even exist. This is us putting ourselves through mental anguish. All right, so it's something that you have control over. It's just when it comes to negative thoughts versus positive thoughts, please keep in mind that you're going to have to work 3 times as hard to replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts. So it's an effort, guys, to think you know, in a positive way and to put good things in our mind. We have to really put that effort in, and it may be uncomfortable at first, but guys, you're going to speak to yourself more than anybody else in this world. So make sure whatever it is that you're telling yourself, it's something that's nourishing, it's something that's good. Okay, you don't want to be an enemy to yourself. You're all you have at the end of the day. So love yourself, treat yourself good, take care of yourself, and put yourself first. Okay. Now, at the center of this reading, this is going to be the card that connects to everything, and this is going to be the next card for your present moment. You guys have the Judgment card in the reverse, okay? So you guys took a step back from something, and it's like, okay, I see now that this was probably a really stupid idea, or this was just something that wasn't going to work. So I see that now, okay? And with you guys seeing that, we have the Tower card in the reverse now at the bottom of the deck. So this is you realizing that something wasn't a good idea, and you dodge a bullet because of it. Even if there was bullets that came, you were still alive. They didn't kill you. All right, so now you're fully dodging it altogether. Why is this Judgment card in the reverse here? We have the Page of Swords in the reverse. Okay, let's get one more card. And the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so you guys are really standing your ground and really being resilient here. Now, there's something that you're realizing is a bad call, whether you're the one realizing it or someone that maybe you're dealing with is realizing this. And you guys are in a place where, again, you realize it's something that has to stay in the past. But whether it's you or somebody that you guys are dealing with, somebody really has a harsh sense of communication that they might bring out at this point. With the Page of Swords, this is going to be someone that is very direct, whether it's a good or bad topic that they have to talk about. But when they're in the reverse, think of someone who's very, very smart and intellectual, but now they're using that in kind of like a condescending way. So somebody that could be speaking to you in an unnecessarily cruel way, or maybe you're doing this to someone else. But for most of you Aries, I feel like this is an energy that someone could have towards you, because you guys are getting over it. Again, any sense of rejection, any sense of being left out in the cold, it's subsiding for you. So whatever it is that's being ended here, you guys are slowly getting better. You guys are slowly being strong and realizing that this is just not going to work. That it's not something that you should go towards anymore. Okay. Now the last card that we have for the present moment, guys, is the High Priestess. One of the most powerful cards to get in the spread. But with this card, you have to realize that at this time, your sense of intuition is going to be extremely heightened. This, when this card comes out, if you feel something towards a person or towards a situation, but you don't have proof, or there's no way of knowing for sure, you have to trust your intuition. Okay, you have to trust your gut, even if you don't have something saying, yes, you're right. Okay, so just know that if something feels off, if something's just not, making you feel like you could just flow with it, listen to that. Okay, and even if there's nothing going on, if you're not a person who's just normally anxious about everything in life, and you're, pretty fair with how you judge people, and you feel uneasy about someone, that's enough in my book to let something go. All right, I meet people all the time that they don't do anything wrong to me, but there's just something that I feel is off, so I don't even explore it to see what it is. Why would I want to know what that is? Okay, so I kind of just let it go. And we have the Sun card here, so you guys are very intuitive, and there's something either that you realize that comes to light, or just a sense of abundance or brightness that comes into your life. But there could be something that's coming to light where you're really, really realizing that with the Fool card in the verse, there's a path that you definitely cannot take anymore. And we have the Ten of Swords, so a strong sense of betrayal here that somebody's feeling, or a very abrupt ending where something has to go. For some of you that are, that may be played, this is a situation where maybe you don't have proof, but you feel it, so you leave anyways. Okay, but there's just something that was imbalanced. There's something that, you just had to fall out of. And whether, you are the Aries or you are the cross watcher, when you have energies like this, it doesn't matter what side you land on. If one person doesn't want to be with you, or somebody's not acting up to par, okay, regardless of the effort that you've put in, you have to just let it go. All right, don't look for vengeance, don't look for retaliation, because it just takes too much, and it kind of puts a blackness in our hearts. Just let it go, and just know the universe sees everything, and it takes care of things. And that's why we just have to be more conscious as people, because the reason why I try to stay aligned myself all the time is because not so much that I'm scared of anyone. I'm not scared of anyone in this world, okay? But I know that whatever I put out is going to come back. Okay, and when karma comes back, it doesn't come as, a conveniency. It's going to come back when it's really going to hit us hard. So if you play someone, or if someone plays you, the way that you may learn your lesson, or the way that they may learn their lesson, is not, the next fling that you have that you don't really care about. It's going to come in when there's someone there that you are head over heels in love with, ready to drop your life for, and then they play you. That's how it works. Karma works in a way that when we get that lesson back, we hear that lesson, we understand that lesson, we feel that lesson, and we avoid that lesson, okay, from ever coming back in, if we're smart and if we're evolved enough to get to that point where we can know, okay, I don't want to do this again, I don't want to feel this way again, and I don't want anyone else to feel this way ever again, okay? Now moving forward, guys, the first card that we have for your future is the Queen of Cups. All right, so this could be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, man or woman that comes into your life that is very significant. Okay, but definitely something that you guys are falling out of here. Why is this Queen of Cups here? We have the Lovers card in the reverse, so maybe some of you are leaving behind a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And we have the King of Wands in the reverse. So for some of you, there's just someone that you simply don't want to be with. Maybe they played you in the past and now you're kind of doing it back. Or maybe it was just a situation where both of you were unstable for one another. But whatever this is, you're at minimal, there's a lot of arguing, but I feel like a fallout is coming. Okay? Something that you have to guard yourself from because it's just way too burdening at this point. Okay? Now, I see you guys at a standstill, maybe with the Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But there's something where you guys might feel proud to be with a person, but there could still be injustices here. So there's just an energy that you have to avoid altogether, where if you give it a second, third, fourth, fifth, maybe sixth chance, you might not be happy at the result of giving someone another chance, okay? So we have the Two of Wands in the reverse as your next card. So making a very important decision that was not easy to make, but you guys made it at this point. So you were between a rock and a hard place, but now you know what direction you want to take. So let's see what direction that is. Two of Cups in the reverse, all right? So that makes sense. You choose to have a fallout with someone or to drop something from your life where there's just too much instability and too much anger, too much wasting time. Okay, so you guys are falling away from any sort of waste of time that was in your life. And we have the World card in the reverse. So when you end this, you're not fully over it, right? Maybe you're still emotionally attached. Maybe there's still things that you have to do to ensure it's closed out. So for some of you, maybe it's a job that you choose to leave, but you still have to give your 2 weeks, so it's not fully closed out. Maybe you're moving to a whole nother state or something, but you still have to deal with the moving trucks and stuff. So it's a sense of something that's falling out here, but you really, you're still working on tying, again, those loose ends. But just stand your ground here, because it's going to take you to a place where you have the Three of Pentacles. So you're building something magnificent here. You're really being heard out. Your thoughts are being appreciated. And you have the Four of Wands, which means you're really setting up a very stable foundation for yourself. And you have this huge change here. So with the Death card, something is ending, so something new can begin. And we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse and the Two of Wands in the reverse. So the problem here, guys, was that whether it was your energy or another person's energy that you were dealing with, or maybe both, there was just at least, one person here that wasn't excited about a situation that they were involved in anymore. When you have this, energy, this is very nonchalant. This is a very lackadaisical effort that you're going to have towards something in your life, okay, where you stay maybe because you feel obligated, or you stay because there's some sort of benefit that you can get from this. This is like having a job that you hate, but you still show up because you get that paycheck. So that's why it had to end. It's something that just ran its course. That's what I'm feeling. All right? Something that could have brought a lot of toxicity. For some of you, maybe you were dealing with the Capricorn here. But let's see why this Devil card is here. We have the Justice card in the reverse. All right? So too many injustices here. It just wasn't going to bring the best out of anybody. And Three of Wands. So at the end of all of this, you guys are still expanding. The last few months, guys, all the readings that, I've been doing for you, it's still the same course. So I don't want you guys to think that you've been, extremely derailed. Even if you feel like you've been extremely derailed, your mindset has always been very similar. And for some of us, maybe it takes some of us a little longer to let go of something that's not meant for us. but we can still make sure that we're somewhat in the right direction, so that when we can get back on our path, we haven't strayed too far. All right, but whatever it is that you guys are cutting out, it could cause some loss or sadness within you or within another person. For some of you, maybe it's a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini that you're cutting off, or just the sort of energy that you have to have towards someone or a job, where it's just like, look, I'm going to protect myself. This is a dumb idea. I'm not going to allow it in my life again. But whatever loss that you're feeling, guys, your soul didn't want this. Your soul is relieved that it's gone. Now this is what you get. Wish fulfillment. Everything that you've wanted and needed in life is coming in. You just have to get through the conflict. But you will, because you guys are not interested in the conflict. This is fighting, arguing. This is not wanting to be part of the drama, not wanting to fight, not wanting to argue, not wanting to compete for anyone or with anyone. You guys dodged the bullet completely because of something that you remove yourself from. Okay? Something that you stopped working on, someone that you stopped talking to. That's why you get your wish. Okay? Because you were strong enough to say no to something that just didn't feel right anymore. Alright, Aries, so I'm going to pull some oracle cards for you. So this month I am using the Earth Magic Oracle deck by Stephen D. Farmer. This was always my original deck for those of you that have been with me for a while. But yeah, I just felt really connected to it recently, so I wanted to definitely bring it back out. For anyone interested in getting it, who's super into tarot like me, this is what it looks like, okay? Alright guys, so let's see what card of guidance you guys will need for your September 2018 guidance. What card of guidance does the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising need to see? I was going to say, I'm just going to shuffle until something pops out. So we'll see what comes out here, guys. Okay. Awesome. Okay. This is great, guys. All right, so let's start with your energy here before we talk about that breach card. Now, the energy that you have here is rebirth. This is a complete new cycle, and for a lot of you, you could have hit the cycle a while ago, because every person is going to go at a different speed. But for a lot of you, there could have been something that you were kind of just fighting for a while, where you were kind of on the path for it, but it wasn't sticking just yet. But now there's a cycle that's ended. With this rebirth, this is you just finally, ending something, deading something, like people in New York would say, and just going into something completely new. Okay? Now, whatever it is that you were moving away from, under here we have the breath card in the reverse. So this is something that could have been so hovering over you, or so, intoxicating in a negative way, that you just felt like you couldn't breathe around it. You felt like you couldn't be you. You felt like maybe you had to walk on eggshells around whatever this was. You have the ebb and flow card in the reverse, so it wasn't going with your natural flow. It was really throwing you off. And guys, energy is so important. And I know some people will look at tarot and be like, this is bullshit. Or they'll look at spirituality and say, this is fake. Let's just pick up a Bible. But guys, energy is real. And it's there. And if somebody is fucking with your energy and somebody's not allowing you to be you, it is going to have such a consequential, just mood to everything. It's not going to be good. We have a very short lifespan. Even if you live to be, over 100 years old, that's really not a lot of time in retrospect to, how old the universe is. So when something's not going for you the way that you want it to, or is just putting you against what feels natural for you, you don't have time for that. You don't have time to be derailed like that, okay? And we have the reflection card in the reverse. So not only was this derailing you and making you feel suffocated, like you couldn't breathe, but when it was around you, or maybe it's, just falling out of your life now, but it limited your ability to be able to look at yourself and really be realistic about what you wanted. All right? There's times where people can say, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. And it's like, well, have you thought about it? Have you had the clear mind to think about it? And maybe that's what it was. Your energy was so off that you couldn't even look at your own life properly. And that's what I'm feeling here. So something really just derailed you guys, and just, just for a bit, it derailed you. But this is what's going to create change. You have the Island card, you have the Solitude card. So, for those who are in relationships, Let me talk, okay? All right. For those of you that could be in relationships or you have a significant other, it doesn't mean that you have to leave this. It doesn't have to be in regards to love, for every single Aries. But whatever it is that you're meant to do, you really need to get into your own mental space and be on your own and think this out for yourself. All right. I share my life with a lot of people, family, friends, loved ones. But when I'm in work mode or there's, some sort of goal I'm trying to hit or just something new I'm trying to come up with, sometimes I just need to say, hey, everyone, I love you. But I need a few hours or a few days to myself so I can figure out my next plan. And that's what you guys are going to be doing here. And that is what's going to really change things, where you have this huge eruption where what had to go goes, and the new things that are meant to be celebrated, the whole town is going to see it. It's going to have an eruption where everyone's going to feel the shake of this volcano that you guys are bringing into your life. So, you're going to have a lot of passion here with whatever it is that you're doing. Okay? Just be sure that you're not in a place where you're so vulnerable, or just in such a delicate spot where you can get derailed again, because we do have the vulnerability card in the reverse here. Okay? So it's good to be vulnerable, especially with new experiences, if we don't know what to expect. But in this case, vulnerability should be, I don't want to say not there, but try to use it minimally and really try to be on guard, and not saying to be defensive over anybody or anything that comes into your life, but just really look into it. Don't just trust someone's word. Don't just say, okay, well, you did it and you seem successful, so let me, listen to you. So in regards to just dropping everything on someone or just really trusting someone 100%, that's not the path that I would take, particularly with whatever it is you guys are building or the direction that you're going. This is something that you guys really need to listen to yourself, even if that's something that you haven't done for a while, and think about what it is that you want and the direction that you want to go. Okay? And if you're asked to do anything or you're asked to, take a certain path in life and your initial reaction is, ugh, then don't take that path. All right? So just be very true to what you want. And I feel like once we start to stand our ground and we don't allow things that we don't truly feel comfortable with in our life, the whole world will start to change. This is something that I myself just in the last year had to master. And now when it comes to just people making uncomfortable requests or just asking me things or just, treating me in a way that I'm uncomfortable with, it doesn't happen. People know that I'm not the one to handle things like that, or that I'm not the one to want to mess with anything like that. So you guys just have to have that steady backbone to say, no, I'm not doing that. That's dumb. I'm not going to do it. Okay? And if you guys have, that very stern attitude and demeanor about you, no one's going to mess with you. Okay? The best thing I ever heard from somebody is, if you say something confidently, nobody's going to question you. If you say something sternly, they won't question you. Okay? So just be sure of yourself for once. Even if you're not 100% sure of where you're going, fake it till you make it, guys. All right? But you guys are onto something big, so I don't see that there's going to be any faking it. It's just, you kind of, metaphorically speaking, you have to dress for the job that you want, or you have to adjust for the opportunity that you want. Okay? So act as if you got it, even if you don't, and you will get there. Just don't quit, and you'll get there. All right? Now, here we go. Here's the card that fell out for you guys, and we have, it's called Whale Breach. You guys finally found the surface. You guys were finally able to come up for air. Aries, whatever was holding you back, I really feel like it's finally past you. It's finally over. You just have to realize that you're much more powerful without whatever it was. Okay? Simply put, guys, very, very powerful reading, okay? Now, guys, your next reading, like I said, will be out in a few days, and then I will be caught up. I'm so excited with myself because I really just, I don't want to say I slacked the summer. It's just I took some time off, and it was really well needed. So I'm just excited to be back in my flow again and just really being out a lot in regards to, the readings that I post. Now, for those of you, if you guys want to stay updated, with these readings, obviously you could always subscribe. It'll always alert you. And then also on my Instagram, High Vibrations 44, I'm always posting, what videos are going to be posted that night, what I'm doing, if I'm going to take like, a small vacation or anything. So you guys are always aware of what's going on with me, okay? Now, if there's any sort of business related questions or anything like that that you have for me, then please use my email instead of Instagram, so that I can keep it off the DM thing, because I like to keep everything, you know, professional email wise. But if you guys can't get a hold of that, you know, I'm open. You guys can message me. I'm not going to be upset. All right. So, guys, in regards to getting a personal reading, if you are interested in one, please hear out everything here so you know exactly what to expect and there's no miscommunication between you and I. So, right now, guys, the standard wait time for a personal reading is anywhere from 3 to 4 full weeks. Okay, so if you guys can wait that time, that is perfect. If anything changes, you know, in your reading while you're waiting for it, just shoot me an email, update me, and I will apply it to the reading when I get to it. Now, for anyone that cannot wait that month and they really need to hear from me very quickly, you have 3 ways to do so. So the first 2 you're going to find on my website. The first one is going to be an emergency reading. All right, so I get it out to you within 2 days, and the same thing with an option that I have called a quick question, just $10. You guys can ask me anything and I'll send you a video just like this, 2 to 3 minutes with your response. Okay, so that's 2 ways to get a hold of me. Before I tell you guys the third, just keep in mind that any reading that you guys book on my website, it is going to take you to a calendar option where you can select a day and a time for the reading. Now, with the Wix platform that I use for my website, it does not allow me to sell my services without that, and it would be absolutely impossible for me to work with, you know, hundreds and thousands of people if they were dictating the time that I work. So I do not look at that. I do not pay mind to it. It means nothing to me. But again, you know, I know that it could be misleading, and the moment I have the option of taking it down, I will. But again, if it's a standard reading, 3 to 4 full weeks. If it is an emergency reading, give me up to 2 days. If you guys purchase it anytime from Friday to Sunday, you know, I do take Sundays off, so you may need to give me an extra day because sometimes I do get swamped. It's not all the time, but you'll have it at least by Tuesday, okay? What else? Yeah, so the third way to get a hold of me very quickly, guys, if you are on Team iPhone, I was going to get my phone, but I have no idea where it is. But if you guys are on Team iPhone, I'm on an app called Instant Go. When it does come out for Android, I will definitely make a video announcing it. But on this app, guys, just download it. The link is in the description below. And once you do, and you find my profile, all you have to do is text me a question, and I will text you a response. So the same wait time with that. I usually respond within a day, but if it's the weekend, guys, just give me an extra day or 2 because I'm probably just chilling and laying low so that I can, you know, regroup my energy. But yes, on that, it will charge you per character, so try to keep it short and sweet so that you guys aren't paying too much for it. Okay, so I love y'all, and I'm really, really happy that you guys are having such a positive turn in your life. This is going to be really, really good. Okay, so we'll get an update on how things are going to be going for you. Okay, I'll see you guys in a few days. Take care, Aries.